Hello, gorgeous. I want to talk about freedom, and specifically from two main lenses, because I think there are things around freedom that we don't usually realize they actually belong together, because we think freedom, it's all beautiful and you never have to worry about anything. Freedom's twin sister is safety. Weird, right? What we need is a base level of safety. We will only ever feel free if we have our base level of safety looked after. Most of us think about freedom in terms of money. It's like, I want the freedom so that I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. So I have freedom over my timetable on how I spend my time. Do I want to choose to work or not? The base underlying that is a safety net of money or an income that's coming in regardless of whether we're doing our job or not. So it could be investment income, it could be royalty income, something that's not job related. So we do need that level of safety to be there before its partner, freedom, can be enjoyed. So if you're kind of the big dreamer, the shiny object syndrome, hello, then you're kind of always looking for the next big thing, and this is the thing, and this is the thing. Well, guess what? The thing is only built on the stability of freedom, the base level of the bricks being laid of freedom. So that's why it's always so important to, I love having big ideas, I love having big visions, but why it's so important to balance that with some discipline, and why we are usually happiest, most content, living our best life, free to be creative, to dream. And when I say creative, I just mean whatever that means for you. Is it planning your next holiday? Is it time to try 7 different recipes in one day, or 7 different bookstores? Or it might be base jumping. It might be someone you can call back home if your level of freedom is actually just traveling on your own for 6 months. Anything, whatever it sort of means for you, we have to have that base level of safety as well. That's the first thing. The second thing, so this is more for my people who do already play it very safe. So who have the sensible job, who are very used to and probably very good at, because it's a very useful thing, like I just talked about, very good at having that base level income and looking after the let's just say finances. Maybe it's keeping your people, your network in close proximity. The second thing that freedom is going to need, and this is mainly for you guys, is a risk. There's never going to be that freedom of that you get with freedom, that excitement or complete release or relief until you take that risk. So we need the safety level, the safety layer bedded in. And my fellow dreamers, nothing does that except discipline, knowledge and discipline. And that means action, of course. So setting those things in play. If you don't know how to, learn. Ask a question, read a book. There's so much free information these days. Notice if you have a limiting belief that is stopping you, that is saying, I don't know how and therefore I'm not going to try, or they took everything from me so I can never move on. Any of that stuff is just a belief system. It's not necessarily fact, right? Because there's so much free information out there at the moment. So we need the knowledge, and then we practice the skills to get better at it. We might do some trial and error in different things if you're talking about investing or something like that, until it comes back. So keep going with the discipline. We need that layer. And then at some point, so if you're already in the safety layer, at some point, you need to take a leap, whatever that means for you, whatever that means for your freedom. Then one thing I 100% will guarantee is that you will never get that massive feeling unless you take a risk. And I'm not talking about throwing all of your safety mechanisms out, right? Because what do we need? We need safety and to take a risk, to practice being okay with the unknown. Your risk might be having a difficult conversation with your partner where you are so honest, it's making you uncomfortable. Your risk might be quitting that job that you actually don't really like, and you've got your plan of how you're going to make the finances work. Your risk might be asking your boss for a different work arrangement where you work online and you do go traveling for 6 months and do some work and some travel at the same time. Maybe you're meshing together to things that you previously thought were completely separate. And at some point, it will be terrifying because your old safety mechanism, you safety guys, at some point your old safety mechanism is going to go, what the hell are you doing? We're not safe out there. Don't go there, into the unknown, into the I don't know the whole plan. So play with those, right? Play with those. And I would love to hear your stories. Share with me where you're at, or times that you have taken a risk, or you have finally gone, okay, fine, I've got to do the discipline to get the safety in place. If you're having trouble with any limiting beliefs, if you're like, I have tried, Erica, and it's just not budging, call me. Let's have a session and let's bust through some limiting beliefs and replace them with what you do want. The brain will default to old patterns, usually safety-related, fear-based patterns, unless we insert something new that we want to direct the brain towards. And that's where the discipline comes into. It's a practice, right? One last thing. Your fear will never totally disappear. So stop waiting for it to disappear. Just learn to dance with it. Acknowledge it. If there's excitement as well, that's the right spot. Enjoy. I want to hear your freedom stories. Mwah.